Hi guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and I'm coming at you with another tutorial. And today we're going to talk about white balance. Now, a lot of people have asked me about white balance and kind of what it does and how it affects the shot. And white balance is a major player in getting the lighting to look correct. Not necessarily to make it look darker or lighter, low lighter or higher or over contrast. It really just makes the actual color look more crisp and pop a little bit more. So what I have as you can see, I've got my T2I, and I've got got it in manual settings, as you can see right here. And I'm just going to hit the white balance right here. Now you have a couple different options. The first one is auto. A lot of people use it, and when I don't have time, I use it. But when I'm actually shooting a video and I'm sitting down, I'm really taking time, I actually custom do my white balance. So I will show you how to custom do your white balance so that you can always get, well, pretty much the closest you're possibly going to get to the most proper white balance possible, in my opinion. So you got auto. Now you have what's called daylight. So of course it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to want to do this during the daylight. You got another one which is shade. So, and if you see, it gives you the Kelvin. Now I'm not really going to jump into Kelvin too much, but Kelvin has a lot to do with the brightness and heat and stuff that goes along with your white balance. But it's really not important till you get to more of a professional level. In my opinion, as an amateur or just learning how to do this, you don't really need to worry about learning these figures and facts till later on when you become a little more experienced. Next, you have what's called cloudy. So this is what you're going to shoot. If it's an over contrast or overcast day or whatever, it's very gray outside, you're going to probably want to pop it into a cloudy setting. Tungsten lighting. Now, tungsten lighting is the best way to really describe tungsten. Right now, I'm using fluorescent lighting. So if I turn off my fluorescent lighting, which I'm going to do here, so it's going to get really dark for a second, guys. You're just going to have to hold on with me. So I've turned off all my lighting, and now I'm going to turn on just the light that goes in here. Now, and we will bring the ISO up a little bit. Now, if you notice, the lighting went from kind of has kind of an orange tint to it right now. And the reason is because it's tungsten. Now, tungsten lighting is the type of lighting that you usually find in a house, 60-watt light bulb. A lot of houses have gone over to fluorescent, so a lot of people are using fluorescent because they say it's energy saving. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the tungsten back off. And that's just my household, or just my lights in the room, and we'll turn my fluorescent lighting back on. Now you're going to probably see that my shot is a little over contrast because it's at 3200 ISO, so we'll bring it back down to, I believe I was sitting at 400 for the original shot. So now I'm back. So that was tungsten. So if you're in a situation where you're using like an orange kind of light, the heat puts off kind of orange reddish feel to it. That's what's the white balance setting you're going to want to use for that. Now we'll pop over to white fluorescent lighting. Now that's what I'm using right now. Now let's see here. We'll just scan over here, and if you can see, there are my fluorescent lights, and they put out more of a white tint, kind of bluish sometimes, tint to them. So bluish or greenish depending on certain situations. They put off a different heat wave. So when you have it set at the white fluorescent, it counterbalances it and helps it look that pure white look. So next we have what's flash. So if you're shooting with flash, you're going to want to put it here. And last but not least is your custom. Now to do a custom setting, it's actually pretty simple. All you really need is a white piece of paper like this. This is regular printer paper. And it doesn't have to be printer paper, but you want something about as pure white as you possibly can get it. Now sometimes if you're going to be outside and you're going to custom balance, you might want to get a couple pieces of this, because if you notice when it's really bright, you can kind of see through it, so you kind of want it to be a little thick. You can also use what's called a Grayscale Card. And if you type that into Google, you learn a little more about Grayscale Card. I actually don't have one sitting around me right now. So, but you can also use a Grayscale Card to help get your white balance right as well. So you're going to do custom. So we're going to go into custom, and it's really simple actually. So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm actually going to put it in. Actually, we'll just put it in automatic. It should work under automatic. Actually, we'll do manual. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take a picture of this white card. So we're going to take the lens cap off, and we're going to set this in front here. So it's going to just get this. Now what I usually do is put it in manual because it's not going to focus right. So you want to go on and throw it in manual setting. And actually we are going to do it in automatic. So you're just going to take an automatic picture of this. Now this is depicting the light. The white that's on this is depicting the light. So what I'm probably going to do is, since it's a fluorescent light, I'm actually going to take a picture of this next to the fluorescent light. So I'm going to move my camera, and I've just got it sitting up next to the light, and I'm just going to take a picture of it. Alright, I did not like that one. And let's just try one more time. I'm actually going to set it right here because the lights are shooting right into it. Alright, you got to get a little bit closer, and you want to make sure that's all that you're taking a picture of. And with these fluorescent lights, actually throwing the color of my picture, or my actual paper, off. So as you can see, I'm not getting the actual shot I want. It's not coming out the way I want it to. And if you notice, it's kind of got a gray tint right here, and I want it to be pure white. So I guess I'm going to have to do this manually. And as I taught you guys, you can kind of just get an idea of what. So this is 1/80th at 50. So let's bring this up to, let's say, 60. Do 200. And maybe we'll bring this up to 5 and see how that looks. And that is way off from what I wanted. Alright, so this is a pretty pure white photo. So now to set it, we're going to hit Menu. We're going to go over to Custom White Balance. And this is the last shot you took. So mainly what it's going to do is it's going to run off the last shot that you actually took. So I'm going to set it. So you could actually go take a shot of anything and then go in and custom white balance set it, and that could just throw your white balance way off. You know, you could take a shot of a tree and you got all these different colors. You go in and you say that's the white balance I want to base my shots off of, and it's going to look pretty funky after you do that. But this is not pure white. You can make it a lot more pure white because you want it to be more pure white than this. So I'm going to go on and set it, and it's going to say OK. And I'm going to set it, and I'm going to push OK again. And now my white balance is set, so when it takes pictures, it's going to base it off that color tone that I just had it take a picture of. So I hope this helps with anybody out there that is trying to understand custom white balance or trying to understand white balance in general. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Something that I always mention is I'm starting to get a lot more traffic on my YouTube channel, so I'm getting a lot of comments on a daily basis, and somehow a lot of them seem to get lost in translation. Like I don't get some comments. Like I get them, but I can't go through all 56 videos and look to see if I have a new comment every day. YouTube's supposed to tell me every time I get a new one, but sometimes they don't do a very good job of that, and I'll come across comments that I didn't even know I had. Just, I'll be on a video or something, and like, oh, I never, came across, I didn't know this comment was asked. But something that I seem to always get is messages. So please, if you don't get an answer from your comment, please send me a message. And actually 100% of the time I've been, everybody that's ever sent me a message, I believe I've sent one back. If there's anybody out there that you've sent me a message, you've never got a response, please send me another message, because I really apologize for that, because I'm trying to answer every single question that people ask. And right now, I'm only getting maybe anywhere from 15 to 50 comments a day or messages, so it's not that hard for me to keep up with them. So just please leave them. Send me a message. I'll be happy to get back with you. Also, I'm on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook. If you look me up under DAVIDDIMAGES, you can follow me on Twitter, or you can like me on Facebook. It's another great way to get a hold of me, because I always check those throughout the day periodically. So if you got a question on either one of those websites, go on and leave that question on my Facebook or my Twitter, and I'll get back with you that way as well, because I really want to take care of everybody that has questions. Anyways, I hope this helped. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them. You guys have a wonderful day.